Everybody, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate it. We look forward to sharing some wonderful things today about sailing or exploring it all by ocean. We have some wonderful ocean providers and suppliers today with Silversea, with Regent, and with Oceana. And I'm going to just wait one more minute and then we'll get this kicked off. But thank you for guests like Patricia and Dan and Gail and TJ and Linda and Karen and Julie and Devin and Pauline and many others. This webinar is being recorded. And so we'll be able to send you copies of it in just a moment. So in Travel Concierge World, we have a theme called Explore It All. And Explore It All is our way of sharing with our clients all the different ways that you can explore the world. And we've broken it into 3 different categories. This week, and we have Webinar Wednesday, this week is all about exploring it all by ocean. There's all these wonderful oceans in the world and great companies that will help you explore the world from ocean. Next Wednesday is Explore It Through River trips as well as rail trips. And we have some of our great river partners and our rail partners next week. And then 2 weeks from today is what we call Expedition. And we've got some wonderful companies as well that we're going to talk about how you explore the world potentially on foot with classic journeys, by bike with backroads, and on some wonderful expedition trips, be it to the Arctic or Antarctica or other parts of the world. So we hope you can enjoy all 3 webinars. But today it's about ocean. The 3 companies that are with us today, and you'll get to be hearing from each of them, are Silversea, Regent, and Oceana. These 3 companies are strategic partners of Travel Concierge. And when we look for the types of partners we enjoy working with, it's because, number one, they have an unparalleled experience that they provide to our clients. Number 2, they're a joy to do business with, and we have great relationships with the individuals that you're going to meet today. And number 3, that we can represent our clients with these companies if there happen to be any problems or ways that we can actually make the trip a little bit better. One of the specialties of Travel Concierge is we focus on smaller ships. Yes, you can travel on some of the other cruise lines that have 1,000, 4,000, 3,000 guests, but our specialty is in cruise lines that generally are smaller in size because they deliver a better experience in our view. And so I first want to introduce Audrey Corso, who's a dear friend of ours from Silversea Cruises. Audrey is coming into us today from a conference that she's in Mexico. And so I'd like to hand this over to Audrey first, and she's going to take about 20 minutes to explain the Silversea experience. And Madeline and Audrey, I think you guys have already figured out the screen share and how to make that happen. So I'm going to go on mute, and Audrey, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. It is so nice to be here, and thank you all for joining me today. Silversea is a wonderful product. We are celebrating 30 years of cruising with our ships. We've started with 2 ships, and now we have 12 ships in our fleet, 5 brand new ships since 2021. So we are doing great. Everything is moving along wonderfully. The ships are everywhere. So why Silversea, and who really is Silversea? So we have, like I said, been around 30 years, privately owned and operated for 25 of those years. And then Royal Caribbean ended up purchasing us in 2020 and then gave us all of those new ships. So we have doubled in size. We cover the entire world. We have ships ranging from 100 to 700 passengers. So we go deeper. We go to ports that the big ships don't go to. We stay in port longer. We overnight in the middle of your cruise. You're getting more time to experience the destination, which is exactly why you're there. But these are smaller ships, lovely, luxurious, all-inclusive, over 900 ports a call in one calendar year with all of those ships. And then, of course, superior service, you're getting ultra luxury pampering, indulge and pamper and experience is what this is all about with Silver Sea. Exceptional cuisine. We have launched the SALT program in 2021 on 4 of our ships. We have that, and that is an acronym for Sea and Land Taste. It's all about the destination that we're in and the food and the wines in that part of the world. So immersive enrichment, whether it be on the ship, off the ship with our shore excursions and things like that. But we do have some great things happening with Silver Sea. And if you look at our destinations, you'll see that we cover the entire world, from Alaska, the Arctic, Antarctica, the Galapagos, Australia, New Zealand, the Kimberleys, pole to pole we go to. So we have classic ships in some parts, and then we also have the expedition ships. So culinary excellence with Silver Sea, it is all about the food now. So the destination and the food. So we, with these new ships that we have just built, sophisticated menus, specialty restaurants, up to 10 dining choices within the fleet. It's always open seated dining. And we actually just announced recently that our dress code has changed. So it's not as formal as it was before. So on formal nights, it would be a jacket and tie. And now you have the option of formal optional. So it's country club casual or formal if you want to go that route. So it really is an immersive culinary experience with where we are traveling in that part of the world, and SALT really brings that to its heightened degree. So we have cooking classes, we have the SALT lab, which there are cooking classes all day long throughout the cruise that you sign up for when you get on board. So when I was on the Silver Nova with Jeff not too long ago, they were giving classes on salmon patties, how to make those. So you get all the ingredients, you're making them yourself. And then we have the SALT Kitchen, which is the restaurant that will change daily within the area that we're going. So if we start in Italy, it'll be Italian food that evening. We're in Greece the next day, it'll be a Greek menu. So it goes along with where you are, where you're traveling to. And the SALT bar does the same thing with all of the ingredients that are in that area of the world. They're making all these drinks for you. They have mixology classes during the day, every day at 4 o'clock, so you can learn about the ingredients and how to make those cocktails when you get home. Jeff experienced that himself with the bubble drink, and they made a drink for him. So the lavender experience, it's now going across the fleet. So we're working on that. We have SALT classes where we're giving talks, and they're talking about that area of the world, the wines that you can experience on the shore excursions. We're going to Michelin restaurants, and you're getting to speak with the chefs of those restaurants and things like that. So we're giving you those wonderful experiences. And it started, there's only 4 ships that offer this. So if you really are foodies and into food and wine and those kinds of experiences, then these are the ships for you. So that would be on the Silver Moon, the Silver Dawn, the Silver Nova, which came out last year. She's now in Alaska. And then also the Silver Ray, which just came out in June. And she's traveling around in Europe right now, and then will be on her way to South Florida, circle South America, and then go back to Europe. So you'll have that opportunity on one of those ships. So the service on board Silver Sea is really ultra luxury pampering. So everybody on Silver Sea, of course, is getting that cabin steward to clean their room and that kind of thing. But we also have a butler for every single passenger on board the ship. So from top to bottom, everybody's getting that personalized service, that pampering. You say you're going to be in Antarctica that day and you're going out exploring, and you come back and there's a bubble bath waiting for you that the butler had for you. So it's those kinds of experiences that you get, or the caviar party that you can have in your room, inviting all your friends to come and join you. So we've done a few of those also. So it is personalized service, butler service for every suite. I mean, we have the highest crew to guest ratio on Silver Sea. It's ocean view, no inside suites. It's really going to be ocean view. Big picture window is the lead in for our older ships. And then the new ships, it's all private verandas. You're getting walk-in closets, marble bathrooms, separate tub and shower, 2 sinks, unlimited free Wi-Fi with Silver Sea, and all of the luxury amenities on board with your choice of European brands, or we have a couple of different varieties and scents that you can choose from that the butler will show you when he meets you on your day of embarkation. You even have a choice of pillow types. We have the Autium experience on some of our ships, starting with the Dawn and the Silver Nova and Ray. And that's more of an experience, an enhanced experience with the spa. The spa is much bigger and more Roman style. And they even give you a menu in your suite of what you can do and order to have for a suite experience, or you're having a movie night or something like that. They're bringing you popcorn and candy that evening if you're going to spend the night in your suite enjoying that movie. So plush bathrobes and slippers, of course, and an interactive media library with all the up-to-date movies and things like that. So we also have expedition ships, as I mentioned before, and we have 4 of them now. We have 2 brand new ships, one in the Galapagos, 100 passengers, and I got to experience that 2 years ago. And I have to tell you, it was an experience of a lifetime. You are swimming with sea lions and turtles, and penguins are darting past you, and it is just amazing. So we cover Galapagos year round with our expedition on the Silver Origin. It's a 7-day cruise, and you get 2 nights in Quito before you sail, and then you're off and running. But as I explained, it's pole to pole. So we're in the Galapagos year round. We're in the Arctic and Greenland right now with the Silver Endeavor, a brand new ship with Silver Sea. The Silver Wind is also there. And then Antarctica, we'll have 3 ships doing Antarctica, including a fly cruise program where if you wanted to skip the Drake Passage and fly over on a 2-hour flight to get to Antarctica, you have the ability to do that too on Silver Sea. And then we also go to the Kimberleys, which is a really exciting area in Australia that we do with expedition. So it's all Zodiac cruising. There's no pulling up to a port and getting off and going shopping in too many of these places. So it really is experiential. You're getting lectures every night of what you're going to do the next day. You're going to sign up, whether it's going to be a snorkel trip or a rafting or kayaking trip or something like that. So you'll get all of the information the night before, sign up, and then you'll get to go off on your excursion the next day. And they do that every night on Expedition. Expedition is totally, it's casual, so there are no formal nights at all on Expedition, just so you're aware. But this is the kind of experience you're going to get on Silver Sea, up close and personal. You're going, instead of doing a drive-by going to Antarctica, you're actually stepping foot and right there with the penguins, okay? So with Silver Sea, we have a couple of different ways that you can purchase Silver Sea. We have the luxury of choice, the all-inclusive door-to-door, which is giving you a private car, picking you up from home, taking you to the airport. Your air is included with Silver Sea Economy with wherever we go with any of our voyages. And then you have everything included from shore excursions. You're getting included shore excursions, and then we have select excursions. If you wanted to do something really special, we have some of those too. And then we also have the port to port, which is an all-inclusive for the cruise, but it is actually just port to port. It doesn't include the private car. It doesn't include the air, but it includes everything, including the butler and all-inclusive liquor gratuities and all of that. We recently just launched essential fares, and those are really last-minute sailings, and they are non-refundable. They do not include shore excursions or your consortium amenities that Jeff can offer you on voyages. So those would not be applicable either. So they are applicable on door to door and port to port. And really, those are the best ways to go with Silver Sea. The other ones are going to be on the lower categories, only on select sailings on essential fares. So with that door to door, again, private car picking you up. If you can't use the private car because you live in a place where our third party vendor, Black Lane, doesn't service, then we're going to give you a credit for that of $100 per person for not being able to use that. But everything else is going to be included on your door to door. Shore excursions, butler service, onboard gratuities, all those restaurants, your shore excursions and everything else. So you'll get all of that. And then with Silver Sea, right now with this event that we're doing with Jeff, we're offering an exclusive $500 in savings on any door-to-door or port-to-port booking within 2 weeks of this event. So you just have to make your booking, select your sailing, and you're going to get that benefit with Jeff. And Jeff has been on Silver Sea on more ships than I have. And I only met him 4 years ago. So he really is an expert on Silver Sea, and we really thank him for his partnership. It's been amazing since the day I met him, and he's really a wonder to work with. So I think that's pretty much it for me. I might be short or early.
No, perfect, Audrey. Thank you so much. I just have the toughest job in the world because I get to experience Silversea and Regent and Oceana, and they're all terrific. I think probably, and you'll hear from Tammy and Andrea in just a second from Regent and Oceana. My first cruise with my wife was back in 2005, I think 2006, and it was a Silversea cruise. So I admit it has a special place in my heart. But and so I thank you for all these experiences. At the same time, there's the nice thing about the cruise world is there's so much choice, and we love Silversea, but sometimes they don't have the itineraries that you might need or the sailing dates, et cetera. And we love Regent and Oceana. We like to offer our clients choice as well. And Audrey, thank you so much for this. And I want to now introduce our wonderful friend, Tammy Lewis from Regent. Tammy is, thanks, Aud. Tammy is out in, I think, Los Angeles, kind of up in the San Fernando Valley area, as I recall. We work together as well. Regent is an absolutely excellent, excellent product. And so, Tammy, I'd like to hand it over to you and tell us a little bit about the Regent experience for our clients today. Thanks so much.
Right, great. Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm very excited to share the Regent experience. I've been with the company for more than 20 years, and I still feel like a rookie here because I got really excited about our product and what we deliver at Regent Seven Seas. We truly have an unrivaled experience. But what I love most about what we do at Regent is truly delivering these unforgettable moments for our guests. And I just want to tell one quick story. There was a family and their house flooded. It was over Thanksgiving, and they booked a cruise so they could all be together while their house was being worked on. And the mother of the family was very upset she couldn't be in her own home for the holiday. But what we did is we asked her for their family recipes. We actually put together all their family recipes. They even shipped their china to the ship. And we had just this incredible, unforgettable memory that they'll always have for this family. And what we do at Regent Seven Seas truly is we create these one-of-a-kind experiences. And this is truly what sets us apart in the industry. It's about getting into the heart of the destination with knowledgeable guides and comfort with our immersive exploration. Whether you're into history, culture, culinary, or whatever you enjoy, we have included shore excursions, and it's just not one city tour. A lot of companies out there today say they have included shore excursions, but this is truly a plethora of opportunities and choice. So we have super active activities, or maybe you're into learning something new, or maybe going to a local's house to experience their wine in Bordeaux, or maybe going with one of our chefs to experience a Michelin star restaurant and actually finding the freshest ingredients and bringing it back to the ship and preparing it on board. It's all about getting into the heart of the destination with knowledgeable guides and in true comfort. Personalized service, that's what we're truly all about at Regent Seven Seas. It's that connection that our staff makes with our guests. And we're truly famous for this. We've been in business for more than 30 years. And it's so nice when I'm on board, when I see past guests walking on board and the embraces that they share with our staff. And our staff has been with us, a lot of them for 30 years. That's the kind of commitment we have from our staff to our guests, and that unique connection that they truly make together. But if you're a foodie, and being a culinary junkie, I'll call it, is truly an art form at Regent Seven Seas with Epicurean perfection. We have in the Compass Rose, which is our largest dining venue, you can actually design your menu each and every night. We're the only cruise line to actually deliver that. So maybe the first night you want Dover sole, the second night you want rack of lamb, the third night you want a gourmet vegetarian meal. Whatever you enjoy with any type of side, salad, vegetable, potato, rice, we actually curate that for you on board. And then we have our incredible French restaurant. We have an Asian-inspired restaurant. We have an incredible steakhouse. We have an Italian restaurant. We have dining under the stars. And of course, it's all prepared on Versace china. Why not? So again, it's endless choices. It's country club casual. I love in our Asian-inspired restaurant, the lobster tempura is my favorite, and the mango ice cream, incredible sushi, sake, Vietnamese, Chinese. We have you covered at Regent Seven Seas. Whatever you enjoy, we prepare it for you. And again, no matter what venue you choose, it's all included. We don't charge anything additional for any of our gourmet dining choices on board our ships. So we also have a culinary center with 18 individual cooking stations. We have this on 3 of our ships. And if you enjoy to learn something new, I know you'll enjoy our classes. They're French, they are Italian. You can learn how to put together a high tea. You can learn how to grill. There's many different classes and options on board. An unrivaled space at sea, traveling with hundreds versus thousands is definitely the way to go. And this is truly what we specialize in at Regent Seven Seas, creating those one-of-a-kind experiences on board. But we are truly the most all-inclusive luxury experience out there. We include all the specialty dining, as I mentioned. The cocktails are done by our mixologist using the freshest ingredients, and you don't have to worry about signing or swiping. It's all premium spirits, incredible wine that we have with dinner each and every night. And we do, with our sommeliers, we do just really fun wine and food pairings in all of our different restaurants. The shore excursions I covered, we also include Wi-Fi in every single category. And if you go to the concierge level or above, we include a pre-night luxury hotel. Your gratuities are always included, and we even do your laundry on board. So the laundry is done every day. You just send it out. It comes back in a beautiful black box with tissue paper between each garment. It is truly 6-star luxury. But we truly believe at Regent that flexibility is the ultimate luxury. And that's why we have 2 different choices for you. You can either go cruise only with Regent Seven Seas and have Jeff and his team do all the details for you, or you can go with the ultimate all-inclusive fare. The ultimate all-inclusive fare includes your transfers. It also includes a choice. You can get quotes on either premium economy, business class, or first class travel. And we also include a $500 voucher for door-to-door service. And this is up to 100 miles from your home. But perhaps you have a family member taking you to the airport. You can use the voucher with Black Lane and any of the ports a call around the world. And Black Lane is pretty much every. So again, you can use it for a private car and driver. We give you the choice and the flexibility. We call it the suite life at Regent Seven Seas. Our suites range from 300 to more than 4,300 square feet. So we really have you covered as far as space. Everyone receives a bottle of chilled champagne on arrival in a stocked mini bar. And when you wake up in the morning, of course, 24-hour room service is included, and it's elaborate. We have a very expansive room service menu. All of our flour comes from France. Our pastry chefs they're up all night preparing the best chocolate croissants, the best cherry danishes, and I could go on and on with what we deliver. for breakfast, but also throughout the day. A lot of cruise lines have limited menus, but we don't at Regent Seven Seas. You can actually order off the Compass Rose menu, and we will serve you course by course with a bottle of wine. Also on board, our guests truly love our coffee connections where the baristas are making your favorite espressos, cappuccinos. We even have an outdoor area where you can sit and enjoy and watch the world go by. So there's so many private places on board Regent Seven Seas. We have an incredible spa, we have infinity pools in our main pools, just so many places to relax. We also have complimentary yoga and Pilates on board. So we're very much into wellness as well. So daytime enrichment, we have a lot of different activities, but one thing I will share with you about Regent is that trivia truly is a sport on board. Our guests really get into it. We also have the daily Mensa question. One of the things that I love about Regent is that we really love to teach our guests something and they come back better than when they left. Our mixologists, as I mentioned earlier, they're really there to make sure you have your favorite craft cocktail. And again, it's so nice to meet new friends on board and not worry about who is picking up the tab. And we are not short on entertainment. We have entertainment like the big ships have. The ships that there are 4,000 and 5,000 guests on board, it's the same type of entertainment. We also have a lively casino and we have a lot of cabaret, comedy. So we will definitely keep you entertained on board. If you like dancing or karaoke, we have all the bells and whistles that the big ships deliver. And we just do it in our own intimate way with a 2-story production show lounge. But we truly have the most elegant 6-star fleet. And our ships are small. They range from 490 to 735 guests. They are all suites. We don't have any cabins on board, and that's what's unique about Regent Seven Seas. We truly sail to epic adventures, phenomenal destinations around the world. We sail to more than 550 ports worldwide. We have a lot of round trip Tokyo coming up, Australia, New Zealand, the Caribbean, going through the Panama Canal, round trip cruises from LA to the Mexican Riviera, round trip cruises from Papeete to the South Pacific and Auckland to Papeete. We do an incredible job in South America from 10 to 60 days. And of course, we do Africa. And our bread and butter truly is the Mediterranean. And in Northern Europe, we have Gulf cruises. We also have a partnership with Formula One. If you're a race car fan, we have spotlights with Aston Martin. So we have so many different things to offer. But where will you go next? Here's just a snapshot of where Regent Seven Seas sails. Now, did you notice that they just kept getting younger and younger during the video? This too will happen to you when you sail with us at Regent Seven Seas. But truly, Alaska is one of those destinations that our guests loved. And I just wanted to highlight this today because we have a lot of multi-generational families that come on board. We have singles and couples that come truly to enjoy the great land in Alaska. We offer northbound and southbound cruises, but just to give you a snapshot of what we deliver with our unlimited shore excursion program, we have more than 64 included shore excursions in Alaska, whether you're super active in like kayaking, or you like mountain biking, or you like whale watching, or the crab feast, we have something for everyone. So most of our tours are included, but we have some that are called Regent Choice. And through Jeff, he has many, many different sailings through his affiliation with Virtuoso, where he has some really nice onboard spending credits. You can use the onboard spending credits in advance to pay for a helicopter so you could land on a glacier or go flight seeing or sport fishing. But we do a lot of multi-generational families in the summer months. So if you've ever dreamed to go with your family and experience the Great Land in Alaska, please contact Jeff. We can put together a really nice group program for your family. But one of the things that's unique about Regent Seven Seas is truly our immersive overnights. And think about the ships with these very specific itineraries. We have 16 of them through 2027, where you have these immersive overnight experiences. So the ship is really used as a luxury hotel. So for this one, coming up Istanbul to Barcelona in October of this year, you can see that you overnight in Istanbul, Dubrovnik, Rome, and Barcelona. And this one coming up in 2025 is a round trip Tokyo sailing, but you see you have the opportunity to spend 2 days in Kyoto, 2 days in Seoul, Korea, 2 days in Shanghai, and 2 days in Tokyo because we're overnighting there. We also have these in Northern Europe. And in Northern Europe, we have a lot of Greenland and Iceland. We have round trip cruises out of London and London. And then we have the immersive overnights, which are Copenhagen to Stockholm. And this is really a wonderful opportunity because it overnights 2 nights in Berlin. We just brought out a new ship called Seven Seas Grandeur, and she is truly a floating masterpiece. She's truly a heritage of perfection. We have the world's only floating Fabergé egg. It's actually valued at more than $1.2 million. And that's just a snapshot of the art collection on board with real Picassos and more. This ship is truly a masterpiece. It is a feeling of Art Deco with a lot of contemporary and modern elements. It's very comfortable. It's very laid back. There's so many nooks and crannies to have private space on board. And the suites are absolutely gorgeous. We have a 360-turn view in the observation lounge and just a great way to have these expansive ocean views. And our spa is truly over the top on the Seven Seas Grandeur. And then all of the areas have a lot of shaded areas where you can truly relax and enjoy. And this is the atrium area that gives you a feel of just what the ship and the experience feels like when you walk on board. The Regent Suite is 4,300 square feet. It comes with a private car and driver. And we do have butler service in every category C and above. It has an in-suite spa. It has a private restaurant outside of the suite just for the Regent Suite customers. It has a private car and driver in each and every port of call. This is truly the best address at sea. There's truly nothing like it at sea. It has 2 bedrooms, as well as the master suite also has 2 bedrooms. And then we have, of course, our master suite bedroom. The beds are all imported from Italy, 1,000 thread count sheets, everything that you'd expect from a luxury line. The beds face the ocean in the concierge and superior levels. And then even our minimum square feet suites, not this one, the penthouse, has also a very large living room, but you can see our minimum suites at Regent is what you would get in a higher suite on a premium cruise line. So we've got you covered with accommodations and of course, all of the cozy lounges and places to experience the Prime 7 Steakhouse, which is truly an homage to the Gentleman's Club. And of course, our grand suites feel like a penthouse New York apartment. And then the bathrooms are all marble appointed, L'Occitane, Bottega Veneta, beautiful amenities throughout Regent Seven Seas. And right now we have a few specials through Jeff. And this one's called Iconic Explorations, where we're giving an included land program to either Alaska, several different options in the Mediterranean, as well as Iceland. We also have things in the Baltic where we're giving post packages. Think about a tour in Turkey, Cappadocia, so many different options with our included land programs. And this is expiring August 31st. We also have 0 single supplements on selected voyages. And through Jeff, until the 14th of this month, we're offering $1,100 off the penthouse suites and above, $800 off for the concierge suites and above, and $600 for the deluxe veranda suites. So if you're on a longer cruise, obviously you can see by category that the discounts go up. to more than $4,000 savings. So this is an exclusive through Jeff's Travel Concierge, and please reach out to Jeff and his team if you're interested in finding out more about our private sale. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Tammy, thank you very, very much. What's interesting first of all, I was on the Grandeur recently, absolutely, as extraordinary as Tammy said. It was fun seeing the Fabergé egg, kind of all encased in glass, but just this elegant experience. A lot of you may be listening to this and being asking yourself, what type of price points come with trips like this? And I'm never shying away by saying probably in the higher cost categories, but I always like to mention the following thing. In these types of cruises, everything is included. As Tammy mentioned, in many instances, depending on the type of program that you buy, your air is included. Your transfer to the airport is included. Your transfers to the ship is included. Based on your category, potentially the first night prior to embarkation is included. Everything on board is included. Wi-Fi, gratuities, alcohol, dining, shore excursions. We do a comparison, and I've worked on this with Tammy. We compared what it would cost two people to just stay a week in a hotel in a lovely destination, fly there, get to the hotel, pay the hotel rates, buy your meals, buy your sightseeing. It's actually less expensive, depending on the category of cabin that you take or suite that you take, to travel at sea with a fully inclusive experience. So when everyone is comparing pricing, be it Silversea, Oceania, Regent, or others, the important thing to note is what is fully inclusive, because in some cruise lines, what you'll find is the cruise fare is quite low, but then by the time you add your shore excursions, you add your dining, you add your alcohol if you consume wines, etc., everything else, you end up with the price you pay before you get on, and then the big bill you pay when you get off. And so it's important not only to compare the value that's being driven here. I'll say one other thing, and then we're going to move on to Oceania and our friend Andrea. In these types of things, you're traveling with hundreds, not thousands. And that is incredibly important these days. Post-COVID, one of the biggest things that came out of that is people want space. They don't want to be hassled. They don't want to wait for 3,000 people to get off or on the ship in front of them. They want access and flexibility. So on some of these smaller ships, fewer people, but more space. And candidly, yes, that comes at a price increase, but still a great value. Tammy, thank you. And
Thank you,
now
Jeff.
you're very, very welcome. I'd like to introduce as our final kind of guest today, Andrea. Andrea is with Oceania. Oceania has its unique position in the cruise market. It's what we call an upper premium category cruise line, whereas Regent and Silversea are in the luxury sector. But Oceania, we have found, is an incredibly valuable product in terms of price point, and a little bit more selection in terms of what you choose to include. On Silversea and Regent, what you'll find is it's fully inclusive. On Oceania, you somewhat have a way to build your own price, value, and inclusions. But the person that can tell you best about it is Andrea. So Andrea, over to you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me here and for everyone attending today. And my colleagues, both Audrey and Tammy, have done such a wonderful job explaining their brands. And truth is, there's a lot of cruise lines out there, and they're all great for the right guest. And so that's why I think, Jeff, you and your team are so important, so you can make sure your clients are getting the vacation that they're expecting and they want to experience what's right for them. And so at Oceania, we think that there's three areas that we really focus our attention to, because these three areas we believe can go from having a good cruise vacation experience to an unforgettable one. So first is we do offer highly personalized service in a country club casual environment. There's no formal nights. You leave your tuxedo and ball gowns at home. The second is what Oceania is probably known for, which is having the finest cuisine at sea to rival any of the best restaurants ashore. We have such a great culinary advantage, which I'll talk about a little bit later too, versus some of the other premium brands. And then the third is how you get to experience the destination through your time ashore. And we have a lot of thoughtful itineraries and shore excursions that I can give you a couple examples here in a minute also. So talking about value, as Jeff mentioned earlier, we're not all inclusive, but we do have a great value and a lot of inclusions, which brings our price points down a bit and allows you to work with Jeff and his team to really customize and get the vacation experience that you're looking for. We offer Simply More, and I shouldn't say it's offered, it's included. Every single time you book an Oceania cruise, you're receiving Simply More. It's not an add-on or something, it's not a choice. So we include shore excursion credits that can be used towards any of our shore excursions, and the amount of the credit varies based on the length of voyage. We include champagne, wine, and beer at lunch and dinner, and it's any lunch and dinner location. If you want to have a burger, for lunch out by the pool, and you'd like a glass of champagne with that, nobody's going to judge you. It's completely fine, and that's included. We also do not have any service charges or fees to attend any of our specialty dining restaurants. And then Wi-Fi is always included. I used to love going on a cruise and putting my phone away and being completely disconnected for 7+ days. That's not the environment we live in anymore. So we do have great Wi-Fi connection. All of our ships will be Starlink by the end of the year. So you are able to keep in touch, whether it's with, a parent, maybe they're at home, or maybe children at home, or maybe you're working and you need to stay in connection with your company. You can still do that while hopefully relaxing a bit. And this is in addition to what's always included, which is non-alcoholic beverages, soft drinks, specialty coffees and teas, bottled still and sparkling water. We do offer also complimentary 24-hour room service. And the room service menu is quite expansive. You have warm, hot, breakfast available, wonderful dishes. We have the largest selection of plant-based menu items available both in room service as well as our dining rooms. And with all the incredible food on board, you might want to take advantage of one of our complimentary group fitness classes, which is offered at our Aquamar Spa and Vitality Center. So I mentioned a little bit about our itineraries. There's a lot of thought and planning that goes into the itineraries to give you the very best experience ashore. We have late night ports of call, overnight stays, and we visit more than 600 destinations around the world. So there's a pretty good chance if there's an ocean, we can take you there. We have cruises ranging, I say as little as 7 days. There's actually a 4-day sailing on our brand new ship next year, all the way up to 180 days. So if you can't decide where you want to go to, we have around the world cruises. We can take you everywhere. But oftentimes our itineraries do not repeat. So you can look at a ship's schedule and you can link voyages, 1, 2, 3 more sailings and not repeat the same itinerary. We did that work for you and we created what we call grand voyages. But I want to go ahead and give you a couple examples of different excursions that you can use our shore excursion credits for and different itineraries to give you an idea of where we sail to. So first is our Go Local tours. These allow you to experience the world through the eyes of those who live in the communities and really discover the best of that destination. So an example of one would be here on our Cape Horn Encounter sailing, which is from Santiago de Buenos Aires. And then you get to experience Uruguay's energetic capital with our Explore Montevideo like a local tour. On this tour, you go to 2 different markets, one of which is a national heritage site. The other is known for gourmet products. You get to sample a variety of different produce and unusual dishes and treats at the market. There's a number of fine dining restaurants at one as well as shops. It's a great place to people watch as well. You can enjoy a walk along the La Rambla, which is Montevideo's coastal promenade, which I think it's the ultimate way to get to experience life as a local. And you'll also get a chance to try Uruguayan mate, which is a traditional caffeinated drink too, which is a national obsession. Our Go Green tours invite you to learn about how communities are working to conserve and sustain the surrounding environment. And I absolutely love the itinerary here, this Indochina Revelation sailing, which is in 2026 on our smaller ship regatta, sailing from Singapore to Hong Kong. And when you're here, you can actually visit the first man-made forest in Bangkok. And so here you get to walk through, which was once an abandoned dump site on the eastern fringe of Bangkok. And there has been a reforested area with thousands of indigenous trees, and it transformed into an urban park, which is known as the Metro Forest. And then for authenticity, many of the trees are species that was once in Bangkok in the mid-19th century. You can walk through the park, but you can see the entire park from the skywalk, which is more than 30 feet above ground. And so the Metro Park or Metro Forest is really a great example of how you can take this land that was just left and then replanted and revitalized to really create an environmentally sound landscape. Then we also have our exclusive collection of wellness and healthy living tours, which invite you to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. I know the images on here all seem very zen and tranquil, but we do have some more active tours you can participate in as well, including biking through Bordeaux. So this itinerary sails from Barcelona all the way to Dublin. And then when you're in Bordeaux, you can ride a bicycle through the heart of the city. You go at your own pace, and it really allows you to kind of take in the different highlights. You'll pass different landmarks that might include the Roman amphitheater, the Grand Theater, different ancient defensive walls. And don't worry, you'll see plenty of other bicyclists as well, because bicycling is kind of the favored way of commuting and getting around Bordeaux. And then it also gives you a different perspective and opportunity to kind of see attractions and maybe places of interest that you might want to go back and explore later on your own. Now, my absolute favorite way to connect through a new destination is through food. And our culinary discovery tours give you that opportunity to connect with culture and local cuisine. They're led by our chef instructors, which I'm going to talk about our culinary center here in a moment. These are small group tours that really give you a personalized experience. You can explore local markets, shop for ingredients, and partake in tastings. On our Greco-Roman holiday sailing next year, which is Athens to Rome, this one happens to be on Allura, which is our brand new ship, which will be joining our fleet in July of next year. So this itinerary is just, the ship will be 1 month old at this point. While you're in Rhodes, you can join the chef-led cooking lesson at lunch at a family tavern. And here you'll join the culinary center instructor. You'll learn the secrets of Mediterranean cuisine. You'll understand how the restaurant sources fish and produce to enhance their amazing menus. You'll get to tour the kitchen as you get to sip on a glass of ouzo and observe them preparing different dishes. You then get to assist in creating some favorites such as tzatziki or Greek salad, stuffed eggplant. And then, of course, you get to enjoy a splendid lunch accompanied by Greek wine. And then you have time to explore the city, which is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I mentioned often our itineraries have late night calls or overnight stays. And taking an evening tour is a great way to experience the nightlife, because sometimes these cities, the nightlife is very different than what a city is like during the day. And then when you're taking an Oceania tour, it kind of removes some of that stress of navigating a foreign country at night. On our itinerary that sails from Auckland to Sydney, our Maori Heritage Route, you overnight in Melbourne. And here you can join our kangaroo and koalas sundown adventure. So while there's a lot of, tours that include encounters with unique animals in the outback, this one is really in a league of its own. Here you get to enjoy the scenery as you travel from Melbourne to the Western Plains. It's about an hour outside of Melbourne, and you go to the You Yangs Regional Park. And here your guide will lead you on a walk through a eucalyptus forest where you get to see fluffy-eared koalas in their natural environment. Just a short distance away, you'll walk into the brush, which is a little lower, and you'll see then eastern gray kangaroos just roaming freely right by you. And you get to enjoy a lovely meal here, watch the sunset, and of course the meal is paired with wine and bubbles if you'd like. So I do hear all the time that people tell me, we don't like to do group tours. You can still utilize that shore excursion credit you're receiving for private car and driver. So if you prefer to go do your own tours, this is still something that you can arrange. All shore excursions open a year in advance, and I highly recommend getting your tours reserved or your requests for private car and driver in early, especially with private car and drivers. There's only so many drivers, we're going to work with. So the sooner you get your requests in and we can confirm that for you, the better. We also have small ships, but they have big ship amenities like multiple restaurants and plenty of entertainment options. But this is in an atmosphere that's relaxed, never stuffy, and of course, with less crowds. So we have 8 ships that have no more than 620 staterooms. We have spas and fitness centers, pools, hot tubs, several bars and lounges. We even have casinos. So if you enjoy, slot machines, blackjack, poker, we can take care of that for you. But we also have some unique venues on board. So I know my 2 colleagues who spoke earlier, I feel like culinary is a big focus for so many of us. And select ships have our culinary center, which offers class-led instructional classes by our passionate chef instructors. And so the classes are inspired by the regions we're sailing to. And there's just something really magical about cooking together in a really nice space with beautiful ocean views. The culinary center is small. It's limited to no more than 24 people at a time. And we even started offering some dessert classes. So if you, are at this really port intensive itinerary and you don't want to take away time in port to get to still enjoy a culinary class, you can still spend all day in port, come back, enjoy a lovely dinner, maybe skip dessert or maybe still enjoy dessert, and then join the culinary center for a dessert class where you can make another dessert, sip wine, enjoy a nice evening with some of your fellow travelers. And then we also have an artist loft. So you might not consider yourself an artist, but you might be surprised by the end of your cruise if you join one of our workshops that have step-by-step instructions. You might improve on your painting, drawing, sculpting skills. We also have photography workshops. So of course you're on vacation, you're going to be taking pictures. So you might want to join a photography workshop. And by the time you leave the cruise, you might find out you're more of an artist than you thought you were. Then our staterooms are just absolutely wonderful. This is your sanctuary away from home. And so after a busy day of exploring, we want guests to return and enjoy all the comforts you would find at home. We also have, tranquil beds with 1,000 thread count linens to make for a perfect night's rest. We have complimentary refrigerated mini bars that are replenished daily with soft drinks and still or sparkling water. And I love that we do turn down service every night where we place a little Belgian chocolate on your pillow. We do have a select number of staterooms that are part of our concierge accommodations. So in addition to having these beautifully appointed staterooms, you do receive some additional amenities or privileges, which includes the concierge lounge where you can enjoy snacks and soft drinks available, but then also the concierge can help you with different reservations, whether it's shore excursions or for dining. You also are welcomed with a bottle of champagne and have access here to the spa terrace, which I think is kind of a hidden gem on the ships. It's a really nice place to relax during the day. We also have gorgeous suites, and these do come with some additional amenities as well. Our owner suite on Vista is 2,400 square feet and spans the entire width of the ship from starboard to port side. And when you are booking one of our suites, this also comes with a butler who can assist you 24 hours a day. You do have a choice of pillows. Our pillow menu has 6 different pillows to select from. You receive a fresh fruit basket, which is replenished every day. You also have a complimentary bar setup with 6 full-size bottles of spirits or wine of your choice as well. So now talking about what I think Oceania is most known for, which is our incredible cuisine. We are a cruise line for foodies, which was created by foodies, and it's serving the finest cuisine at sea. And we actually have 45% of our ship's crew dedicated just to our guest culinary experience. Our main dining room is so impressive. There's no reservations ever required. So you can dine when you want, with who you want. The menu changes every day. And for example, dinner has 10 different appetizers, soups, salads, 10 different entrees, and then I think it's up to 10 different desserts as well. We do have specialty restaurants, depending on the size of the ship, somewhere between 2 to 4 specialty restaurants. Just to give you an example of a couple here, Toscana is our Italian restaurant. And remember, no service charges. There's no upcharges for anything while you're here. Toscana serves, of course, fresh made pastas and different Italian dishes. But I love that there's an olive oil cart that is pushed around with 10 different types of olive oils and different balsamic vinegars. So you get to select whatever your preference is. Our Polo Grill is a classic steakhouse, which also serves amazing seafood dishes. So you can get different steaks as well as grilled swordfish or whole Maine lobster. We do also have Caesar salad prepared tableside as well here at our Polo Grill. But it's not all formal dining. We do have casual and relaxed venues also, including our Terrace Cafe. But don't think of this as a buffet. It definitely has food stations, but you get grilled to order chops or lobster tail here. We have a sushi menu that changes every day. So you have 2 different rolls, 2 different sashimis. We have an Indian station one night during the voyage, and that's in addition to different salads and desserts that are also available. And of course, I would say you have to stop by baristas to get your specialty coffee. Remember, that's always included. And we have a number of fresh pastries in the morning or different sandwiches in the afternoon and day. So I want to make sure you know about a couple offers we have available right now. So we do have our summer sale, which is running through the end of this month and offering up to 40% savings on select voyages. We also have reduced single supplements. So for anybody who's traveling solo, make sure you check with Jeff and his team, because we do have a number of voyages that have reduced solo rates. And as a special offer and a thank you for joining us today, the Travel Concierge by Jeff, we are offering you a $200 shipboard credit for any new reservation you make between today and September 1st. And so with that, I just want to say thank you, and thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everyone. And
Andrea, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I was smiling, as many of you probably saw throughout this whole presentation of all of our wonderful partners. The world is such a wonderful place to explore. And as our theme at Travel Concierge is explore it all. And there's a recognition that there's all different kinds of ways to explore the world. Oceans is one. As you mentioned, next week, we're going to talk about rivers, or exploring by rail, or the week after, exploring by bike, or exploring by walking, or exploring by expedition. And so what you've seen today is how you might better explore the world by ocean. I think the thing that jumped out to me, certainly now I'm hungry, reading and listening to all of these things today about this amazing food on board. And it is, by the way, I think I've been to every restaurant on all ships that has been mentioned here. and the coffees and just everything about these experiences is that. So the onboard experiences are always terrific. But what you're also seeing is this trend for more immersive experiences in ports, this overnight concept that you heard about with Regent, the more study experiences that you're hearing with Andrea. Used to be in the cruise world, you know, you would dock at 8, you'd be gone by 5. You'd be competing with 3,000 other people to get on a bus and run into town and see something. It's very, very different now. No matter where you plan to travel around the world by sea, you'll have more time in port to actually experience what the world is like and, in a sense, to explore it all. This has been recorded. We're going to be sending out a copy to everybody who was on today. So I want to thank you for that. Please feel free to share it with your friends. You can reach out to us at Travel Concierge if you have any questions about a future trip or cruise. I'm Jeff at jefflavender.com. I think most of you have our numbers. Let me just finish by saying I'm shocked by how much in advance now people are planning their travel. We are now taking bookings for 2025, 2026, and early 2027. The lead time now for reserving space has actually increased. One strategy I always like to point out, if you see a trip, no matter what it is, river, rail, cruise, biking, whatever it happens to be, if you think there's more than a 50% chance, likelihood that you'll take the trip, place a deposit. We like to use deposits strategically. With reduced deposits, 10 or 15%, you can reserve space on river cruises for $400, on ocean cruises up to $1,000 or $2,000. You lock in the dates, you lock in the price, you lock in your favorite cabin or suite. The cost to cancel your booking later is actually quite minimal, and oftentimes final payment is not due until 4, 5, or 6 months before you depart. So if you're booking a cruise for the fall of 2025, let's say, you would place a small deposit now. Your financial commitment is quite reasonable. You have very little money at risk if you wish to cancel, and final payment for fall of 2025 might be in the May, June timeframe. So you can keep your cash invested with Alfie and his team on the sidelines, pay then, or if you need to back out of your trip, we can cancel it with very little cancellation penalty. So please think about using deposits strategically. And we often now work with clients, kind of like Alfie does. We think ahead 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, do a multi-year type of thing and say, you know, in 2025, that multi-generational trip to Alaska or the Mediterranean, let's do that then. In 2026, maybe we've always had a bucket list idea to do Antarctica or the Arctic Circle or Alaska or the Mediterranean or a river cruise. Then let's get that locked in as well. Then you kind of have a calendar and a way to plan. So thank you again, everyone, for your attention. Alfie and all the team at ARG, we love you guys, bless you, and thank you. And we look forward to working with all of you on designing some wonderful travel in the future. Thank you. Thanks, Madeline. Thanks all of our partners. Thanks, Andrea. Bye-bye.